In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore.
It's true. Since Trump got elected, I haven't apologized for being white once. I don't think I had before, but it hasn't happened yet. Do we still have to apologize for being black? Yes, obviously. Yeah. Based in Deus Volt, my fellow comrade. I remember before Trump was voted in, you apologized like 5 times a day. I've been feeling pretty good lately. Do you think it's because I have less white guilt? Like, am I freed now from the shackles of... It's crazy, right? First, black people were in chains, and then MLK flipped the script and put all white people in mind chains that made us feel bad for being white or something. Type shit. 6-7. I'm sorry. It's just... I love this tweet. Nicki Minaj said something at AmFest that was really profound. I'm paraphrasing, but she said, just because I want little black girls to think they're beautiful doesn't mean I need to put down little girls with blonde hair and blue eyes. Because we all know this was something that was happening a lot before Trump got elected in 2024, you know? Oh, you know he hates doing this? Oh, 100%. 100%, yeah. It must suck being an actual racist and feeling like you have no choice but to do this incorporation thing where you pretend that you're not to agree with Nicki fucking Minaj. We all got wrapped up over the last few years in zero-sum thinking. This was because the people who thought they rule the world pit us against each other. You are the vice president of the United States of America. Nicki Minaj rejects that. We all should. I bet Nicki Minaj has made a bunch of flippant anti-white statements over the years. I mean, she's a black hip-hop artist, or at least she was. There's no fucking way she hasn't. We need to get her to denounce those. We have to play those out loud in front of her and get her to denounce them. She's been racist towards Asians. Who amongst us? She became anti-COVID because of her cousin's ball. Yeah. That's old news. That's old news, okay? That's old news. I wasn't going to talk about this because it's like, did you know that our vice president is a white supremacist? Wow. And then the follow-up to that is, did you know that our vice president and, in fact, the entire administration is engaging in a meaningless game of vice signaling where they, you know, pretend that they're doing something for the country when in reality they're just distracting the cattle that vote for them with cultural signifiers that mean and do nothing other than indicate they both share the same grievances? And that's like level 2, right? Level 3 was when somebody in chat linked this, and that's what made me want to talk about it. Oh, you know the libs melted down over that line JD Vance delivered at AmFest. Now, I'm actually potentially revealing my ass here because I haven't scrolled down past this, so I don't know for a fact they're referring to the "you don't have to apologize for being white" line, but I'm going to guess that's what it's referring to. That's what it's referring to. I was correct. Town Hall, I don't need more of my racist uncle, it's the holidays. How popular would you guys say Town Hall is? I'm sorry, I don't really engage with the other side as much as I used to. How popular would you say this is? Boomer slop? Is that the demographic it appeals to? Like racist uncles, that kind of first time hearing about this site? Well, then your information, your perspective isn't very useful, is it? You know? When I say something like, hey, what do you guys know about this? You think saying you know nothing it's not very helpful to me, is it? Well, sorry, you should be. Why is this the 12-year-old mentality of triggering the libs? I mean, it is, right? It's like we're stuck in 2016 forever. Can you imagine still talking this way when you run the entire government? Like, it was one thing to talk like this back in 2016 to 2020 when Trump didn't get to do a lot of the stuff that he wanted to do. And it was one thing to talk like this back in 2021 to 2024 when you weren't in power. But now that you run all 3 branches of government, to still say like, lib meltdown, now it's just boring. It's deeply sad. It's deeply, deeply sad. And it really makes you wonder about the psychological profile of the people who are wooed by this. I understand the people who write this, the people who speak like this, are grifters and they don't believe in anything, blah, blah, blah. But the people who actually find stuff like this persuasive, like, can you imagine being the kind of guy who's barely making ends meet. The economy is objectively worse for everyone right now. It's not going great, right? Unless your job is investing in Nvidia in 2021, your things aren't going well for you. And then you see this and you're like, yes, the reason I'm happy that JD Vance said white people no longer have to apologize for their existence is because it made the libs mad. What the fuck is going on in your head? Genuinely, like where are you at? I don't think you should be able to vote. I don't think you're persuadable. It's fucking pathetic. Do you care about anything? Like, even in your own life? I mean, do you care about your own grumbling tummy? Do you care about your own retirement? You know, you know how I've always been really reflexively negative when people in chat pretend they don't have to care now because they don't think they're going to live that long. Like this is a sentiment often expressed by young gay people where you're like, you need to take care of your body and save money. And then the young gay person is like, I'm not going to make it to 25 anyway. And the correct response to this is to call them a retard and slap them over and over again until they like wake the fuck up. 25-year-old you is not a different person. One day you will wake up and it will be you, and you will still want to be alive. And if you don't think you will, why are you alive right now? When you're 25, you're actually probably going to be more mentally stable than you are right now. So if you're around right now, odds are at 25, imagine if that was like a committed position you had to make. You wake up on your 25th birthday and the universe tells you, sorry, at 18 you said your life was going to end today, so that's it. And you're like, wait, I feel fine. No, ah! Well, that's basically what you're doing if you don't take care of your body when you're 18. You know, like if you're that's basically the future you're committing yourself to if you're not taking steps now. One of the reasons I'm so reflexively negative to that sentiment, part of it's because I love you guys and I want you to take care of yourselves, but also part of it is because I actually think it's a reactionary mindset. I think that it's reactionary, it's an otherization of yourself, but in the future. I think that it makes you a political unagent. It makes you, it detaches you from the conditions that that you're supposed to care about. You know, it's in a way, it's similar to like the kind of conservative for whom life is wretched. I mean, like they're doing really, really badly. Think of literally everyone in West Virginia. I don't fucking know. Every rural American, right? Their lives are shit. They're bad people. Everyone around them is bad people. They suck. They're wretched peasant people, except at least the peasants believed in hospitality. You know, they have no excuses, etc. And they don't think things are going to continue on much longer, right? Like they think they're in the end times, either in an evangelical sense or maybe just like they're past their good days. And then they see something like this and they guffaw. And I think the reason they're satisfied by this is because they don't think there's anything left in their life. There's nothing left for them except mocking or belittling the people they don't like. Like they have given up on the prospect that anything could be done to make their lives better. They're removing themselves from the hurt of caring and not having that care rewarded with a better future, you know? Isn't a lot of this going to get resolved once a lot of these old boomers kick the bucket finally? No, because there are lots and lots and lots of young people like this too. There are tons of young people who think that the world is fucked anyway, so why not just burn it all down now? You know? That sickening misanthropy that you see occasionally on the left, but it's the entire right now. Like it's all of them, right? They don't even pretend to want to make things better. They just think it's based in epic that things are getting worse for the other side faster. I think a lot of them believe that things can only ever get worse. Average Asmongold watcher? Oh, for sure. Yeah, he does that a lot. Yeah, the very much the impression of like no one, him and no one around him or watching him or whatever cares about good things potentially happening. Like the ability for life to get better for any group of people. They're just hateful towards others and they just want them to suffer more than they suffer. But they think their suffering is basically like a foregone conclusion. The word you're looking for is despair. Yeah, that's definitely part of it. This is a very lazy article. It's literally just Twitter clips. Super, super lazy. But that's the tone they take. Better to die a patriot than live a coward. Okay. From Jack Posobiec, the world's boldest Nazi. JD Vance at Amfest. Yeah. Got $1.12 for this post. Lame. Super lame. But there are people who are like, you know, moved by this. It's just hard to think about. Hard to comprehend? You see this, the Gen Z voters talking favorably about Adolf Hitler, the conservatives. Yeah, I think it's because I think a lot of these young people who are speaking positively about Hitler would also speak positively about Roosevelt. I think that what they're really longing for is the belief that anything can happen. The belief that if you get a strong executive, you could change the world in some way. So what they admire in Hitler isn't so much like the stuff he did, but the fact that he could do it. And a lot of them are probably super, super disillusioned by the fact that Trump right now basically has infinite power and he still can't seem to do anything. You know, like he's still, even with all three branches of government and an unprecedented degree of cronyism and corruption and strong arming other institutions, he still like can't really do anything. He can only decay what already exists. This is also a kind of apathy. Nick Fuentes basically said as much in his Piers Morgan interview. Yeah, he's been clear on this in the past. It's not really about Hitler, you know? Nick Fuentes would drop all the anti-Semitism like that if there was a more convenient, if there was a, what would you call it, path of least resistance that he could follow. It's not about the specific bigotry. It's about the belief that you're a part of some kind of overwhelming tide of popular sentiment that is going to, you know, it's going to overwhelm the establishment and you're finally going to be able to do something. You will finally in your life be able to do something. People's disillusionment in this respect is as much the Democrats' fault as the Republicans. It's not like the Democrats do anything, right? Obama didn't do anything. Biden didn't do anything. People need to believe you can do something, and if they don't believe that, they're going to start to, you know, worship leaders who they thought could do something. And because these guys are on the right, of course, they think of Adolf Hitler. Like, look at this shit. Andrew, I'm in favor of a strong executive. I think we should have a stronger executive branch. I don't think we should be killing people or doing mass genocide, obviously, but I do think we should have a strong executive. I feel like one of the biggest problems that Trump is running into right now is all these little courts. They want to throw up little blockages against everything he's trying to do, whether it be his tariffs or deporting people. I'm very pro-strong executive. It's cope. Like, he thinks the reason nothing is changing is because there's one little obstacle, when in reality, the reasons nothing changing is because capital interests are entrenched in every fucking fiber of every fucking organism in this country. And the only way that can be changed is if you challenge the underlying material currents, you know? You will never, ever, 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 ever change the direction of this country just by, like, getting a stronger strongman. At the end of the day, you're just beholden to those conditions. You have to change the conditions. But expecting these retards to understand dialectical materialism is probably a little bit... I think he was a great leader, to be honest. I think what he was going for was terrible, but I think he showed strong leadership values. See, it's just they just like the idea of somebody being able to do something. That's it. Great con shit? Yes, well. Why aren't they into Tito then? Because they don't know who he is. They could be into anyone. Didn't Hitler mostly fuck stuff up by micromanaging? Yeah, I'm not saying these guys are smart. I'm not endorsing their way of thinking. I'm pointing out what the psychological place that it comes from. Do you like Tito? I don't know. Kind of hard to credit him for anything when it all fell apart as soon as he died.